Hi guys, today a first teardown of Siemens X-ray controllers. So I picked up randomly this one. It is a mouse controller. I have 3 of them. This one has $4,000 price tag. Here is on the back the model number for you and the serial number just here under the metal part. So, first thing, I will not remove it immediately because it will be convenient to put it on the bench. I have a feeling this thing will be in the way when I will want to remove the joystick part. So I need to find out how to take this apart. It is the first thing to do. So let's try to pry out. There is no screw, nothing I can see. I have a feeling, yeah, it was easier than expected. It just pops right out like this, as you can see. Second one, and last one. Okay, it was really easy. So our 3 mouse buttons, we have no scroll wheel as you can see, just buttons, which actually push on these very small parts here. And we have 2 torque screws. And I see here a mold date code. I cannot read it yet, but let me undo the 2 screws. Zoom a little bit at the same time. Fairly long screws. Okay, I hope everything will be so easy to take apart. So plastic piece here, and this does just pull out, really nice. Here is what looks like the internal piece, and now I have a feeling I will be able to route it through the hole. Yes, it should be possible. If not, I have to check if I can undo this little circuit board. It is a different size of head. Maybe this one. Yes. So, in fact, I will be annoyed with the wires. Even if I can pull it, the wires will be in the way. So you can see 3 very small push buttons, quite nice ones apparently. And yes, I did forget about this, guys. We have a date code here. It looks like it is October 2008, just in the middle of your screen. Okay, so I will reinstall this screw because it is not necessary to remove this. I do not know if I can maybe undo the wires from the other side or not. We will find out probably. Okay, so the main big hand piece is off, and it is what I wanted. And already quite a lot of parts. So before we continue at the bottom side, I noticed something here. Look at this blanking plate. It looks like someone did try to insert some tool in here to remove the plate. So I wonder if we have anything of interest or not behind this plate. So let's try. Yes, it is lifting. It looks like a little bit difficult, but it may come off eventually. And lawnmower outside. Nice. So what do we have, guys? Look at this. We have a secret keypad with this is a USB logo, and looks like you can control or configure up to 4 controllers. This is interesting. So these are real buttons, these are fake, there is nothing behind. So not expected at all, this thing. And you can see the below piece is quite dirty here. I will try to clean it before reassembly. Okay, so what next? We will remove this bottom extra piece. So I guess it is for securing the device on some kind of rail on the side of X-ray table with provision for quick release. So I need to find the correct bit for it. No, I did already remove some of the screws. So on one of them there is a screw which is completely stuck on the Allen head is wounded yet, so I do not know how I will do to remove it. Okay, so this thing, that code of 2007 here. It is all in die-cast metal. Seems a little bit heavy to be aluminium, not sure what it is exactly. And if I want to take it apart, I need to remove this pin here, which is probably very, very stuck inside. So we must have, yes, some springs action going on here, and it is all. No part number, sadly, so I cannot check the price of this thing onto the parts broker website. So now we can remove this bottom plate, this aluminium plate. So on some of the controllers there is a mix of Torx, Phillips and posi-drive screws, and the posi-drive screws are really crappy. They are really not working well. But the Torx are alright. And as you can see, yes, they are self-tapping taper screws. No, so it means we have no inserts in the, no metal inserts in the plastic. So a little bit of a disappointment considering the price of this thing. It is $4,000. So this aluminium piece is some extruded aluminium that will just come off like this. Two little extra screws here. And there is some rubber insert here, rubbery insert. I believe it is to prevent it from sliding sideways when it is mounted on the X-ray table. Little bit filthy. Okay, I am left with 3 other screws, and we will be able to discover what we have inside. So it is quite a lot of work to take this thing apart. It is obviously not made to be field serviced. You replace it and you put it to the workshop to repair it. Okay, So we have some kind of a rubber seal in the cover, and here we are. So it is a little bit weird because in fact you can see we have bottom PCB with the connectors, top PCB for the keyboard in fact, and the very nice controller assembly. So here on this flat flex I have a connector. So I should be able to disconnect it, but actually they are pretty hard to undo. Okay, but on this other part here, this is soldered in place, and the connector at the other side cannot be reached until you remove this PCB. So it is a little bit of extra work if you just want to replace the joystick piece, I guess. So as you can see, we have no shielding. This is just a plastic part of the case. Some insulator sheet here, and here we are. So this connectors, by the way, seem very delicate. So we will start with this PCB. I had a quick look into the other controllers, and we don't have the same thing on the PCBs. So it is written Aero LHS compliant. We have version number and such, static sensitive. And here we have in fact a very little bit of electronics. And look at this, guys. On this chip it is written USB. This is very interesting, but as you can guess, connecting USB to a 9-pin plug is not standard. So it will require a little bit of retro engineering to figure the pin out. If it is really USB, so I have no idea if the other parts are also USB or some other protocol, but this is interesting. Okay, so I see a big power ground plane inside the PCB. I see little tracks here which might be the data tracks, or these ones. Okay, so figuring out the pin out should not be too difficult with the multimeter. At least if I can first figure the power supply pins and then try to find the geodata lines. After this I do not know if it will be recognized as a regular mouse or anything, but it will be interesting to play with for sure. So what do we have as the other chips? In fact, I will remove the sticker on this one. And the numbers are almost impossible to read. How far can I zoom? No, not much than this. So I guess I will make high resolution photos. On here it is written C0851F320. The logo is a S between two half circles. We have HEF 40528T here. And here it is written 33202. Okay, so it will be interesting to play with this thing. So next part, I will now remove the keyboard assembly. As you can see, we have quite a lot of screws on this one. So probably not much on this, just on the other side we will probably have just the buttons and LEDs, I guess. Yes, playing with this thing and trying to hack it will be fun. It will be probably for another video, but... Okay, so exactly as expected, buttons. So you can see the footprint for the buttons are for 8 contact buttons, but they did use 6 contacts and they did center them. Little LEDs on the top. And the chips here say 86 ACL VM for this one, and this one is covered with numbers. Okay. Everything of course is written in German. So about the keys, we have in fact these inserts which are pretty fancy. I have no idea why you have grey and white ones, because they seem to be absolutely the same. Quite weird. Yes, the holes. In fact, you cannot put them. No, you can totally put them the wrong way. And in fact, you have holes to let the light from the LEDs shine through anyway. So quite interesting. You can see there are holes for a number of configuration of LEDs. Of course, I did put one in the wrong side, the wrong way, more exactly. Okay, so for sure it is expensive, this thing, but I do not think it cost nothing justifies the price of $4,000 yet. So we will now have a look at this controller. So seems pretty fancy, made by some Swiss company, as you can see. And here must be the model number, and the it must be a custom order, so there is a part number here. Here we have a little interface or something, so I will try to remove this and we will see if there is anything more to see. And it is a lot of parts on my bench already. So I guess in the one I have where the joystick is loose, probably this standoff did break from the cover. So seems to be a very expensive part for sure, this one. So I might be able to route it through the hole here, yes. And in fact, in the meantime, all the buttons did come off again. Okay, not a big deal. So here we are. We can see what we have under this piece. Seems quite complicated. So I did already try another one. These are not screws. You cannot turn them. So it must be some kind of pin. You have a nice spring, nice metal piece here. So I wonder if there is a way to remove this cover here. I do not see any screw. but it is moving a little bit. So I will try to gently pry it out. I have a feeling it is just clipped in place. In fact, into another controller it is clipped, but there is clips on the side. But here it is not the same thing. So we will probably check the insides on another one, I guess. Because I am not sure of what will happen if I undo these 4 little screws here. And this one seems to be in good condition. So if I want to take one apart, it will probably be another one in bad condition. I guess it might be this one here, because this one is all dirty inside. There is a lot of dust and such. So I will not tamper with this one for now. It must be a very regular joystick mechanism with just wiper potentiometers. But it is interesting. No, really, it will not come off. And it seems delicate, so I will try to avoid breaking it. Maybe if I do this. No, so it is not sure how I will, it comes apart, so I will not tamper with this one. I will do it with another one in a worse condition. Because I have a feeling this is a very expensive part. We have a little circuit board here with just resistors, transistors, caps, and 4 wires, no, a little bit more, but a few wires, which must be coming from here, through the, yes, it moves a little bit here, so they must be routed through this center shaft. As you can see, very nice mechanism, by the way. So this one is very clean inside, so I will not risk to break it. But before assembling, I will clean this piece because it is dirty. So here are all of the electronics for this thing. You can expect in another video of seeing me trying to hack this thing, maybe at least find the pin out and try to apply power to it in order to see if we have lights coming on the PCB. Would be quite fun, and if I can use it actually, would be interesting, and probably some extra value if I want to resell one with adapter cable to plug it to the PC. Could be quite nice. Okay, so this was the first of the controllers. The other ones, little spoiler here. Inside the other ones you have the same kind of joystick unit. Maybe not exactly identical, but the same shape and manufacturer. The other keyboards are more or less exactly this PCB, but we have different versions of this PCB. Some of the other boxes include DC to DC power converter, and some of the most complicated ones has what seems to be a microprocessor with a firmware EEPROM or something like this. So we will check this in the upcoming next videos. For now, I will try to put this back together. So thanks for watching, bye bye.